Aloha, it's Kim Jolene with Finding Your Fiji, and I'm here today talking with you about how to create your blueprint. So the reason that you would want to have a blueprint is you would need this for any Feng Shui consultation, to be actually to give that to the Feng Shui consultant. You also, it helps you personally determine where in your home these areas of the Bagua fall for you. So if it's something that you want to try to determine on your own, you also need a blueprint. So this is the instructions for how to create that blueprint for you. And I think it will be helpful for those of you that have scheduled an appointment with me for a Feng Shui consultation, and also for those of you that are looking to try to figure this out on your own, right? So this is a blueprint essentially is a map of the main level of your space. If you have a split level, you're going to need to draw the two main levels and essentially put them together on one blueprint. So split levels are kind of a unique setup in that the one level is not the whole blueprint, because you've got to be able to kind of put the two levels together. So typically it's the level that you enter in on, and your upper level in some cases, which would be like your kitchen, bedrooms, that type of thing. We don't usually include the lower level. Sometimes we have a split that's at the entry, and in that case you would do that upper level and then the lower level and bring those two together to create your blueprint. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to post below or email me or send me a message through Facebook. There's all kinds of different ways that you can get a hold of me as well. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. We like to use graph paper. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but this is a blueprint that is on graph paper. And the graph paper is helpful because it's got the little squares on it, and you can actually then be able to make a blueprint that is to scale. And this would be, typically we use 1 square for each foot. Sometimes if you have a really large home, some people like to use 2 squares, or 1 square for 2 feet, and that's totally up to you. I think math-wise it's mentally easier to do 1 square per 1 1 square per 1 foot. If you have, and here's the other thing, is if you have a blueprint from when your home was built, some people do have that if it's a newer home or if those blueprints were passed down, that also will suffice. If you are doing a consultation with me, I will need you to shrink that down to an 8 by 10 size piece of paper so that I'm able to create your Bagua for you. Or, sometimes people will do 2 sheets of paper if it's, double wide or something like that. But that is something that you can also use to create this blueprint. So using the graph paper is something that makes it very simple. What do you include in the blueprint? We include garages if they are attached to the home. So if they're not attached to the home, that would not be included in the main Bagua. You would, if you're doing a consultation with me, want to let me know where that garage is located, like where on the property it's located in relation to the house. But if it's not attached, you don't need to include it in the blueprint. If it is attached, you must include it. That is part of your Bagua, as we call it, which is your mental map of your space. We also include anything else that has 4 walls and a roof. I want to clarify that it needs to be enclosed. So sometimes we have like porches that don't have, like mine for instance here, the lanai is not enclosed. So that is not part of the Bagua. But if it is screened in, then that is part of the Bagua and something that needs to be included on your blueprint. May or may not fall within the Bagua depending on how large it is, that type of thing, but we want it included on the blueprint, okay? So anything like a screen porch, like an addition, anything like that that has 4 walls, 4 walls and a roof, and walls can be, you know, obviously screened walls as well. So that needs to be included. So then what you do is you will measure the front line of your home. So if you look at this diagram I'm showing you here, so you're going to measure from the corner, this corner of the front to the other corner of the front. You're going to measure that distance between the two of those. That will be your first measurement. And then of course write that down. The next measurement is going to be measuring from front to back. So if this is the front of the house, from the front of the house to the very back, and you want to get the longest length. So there may be, you know, maybe doesn't go all the way back in part of the house, or doesn't come all the way to the front in part of the house, then you still want to measure the longest length from the front of the house to the back. So you're going to keep track of that measurement. And then you basically create that perimeter on the graph paper. And you'll create that perimeter. Then you will start adding the rooms in, and you're going to show where the walls are. So you can see in this blueprint, hopefully you can see where they've added the walls in and where the different room separations are in this particular home. And we also want to show where the doors are, and in particular one of the most important things to show is where the front door is, and make it really, really clear where the front door is, because that is a key area and something that I always look at. And if you are doing a consultation with me and it's not clear to me when I see the blueprint, I will of course ask you about that. But making that really, really clear. Any doors that lead outside, if you can make those really clear as to where they're located. But I also like to know where the doors are within the room. So you can see I've sort of highlighted the doors here and which way they open, in or out, however they open. That is helpful for me as well. So the next thing that you want to show is where, you know, just make a note of what the different rooms are. So you're going to want to say, this is my dining room, this is family room, this is bedroom of son, you know, of my son Jonah, this is our master bedroom. And the bathrooms, note where the bathrooms are, and if you would, note where the toilets are, because that is the biggest drain in the home, and it's important for me to know where those are located, and for you when you're looking at this Bagua to see where are those toilets located on this particular map, right? So that's going to be helpful. Also, if you have fireplaces, we want to know where the fireplaces are, because again, that can be a draining energy or it can be a positive energy depending on where it's located, and it's helpful for me to know that. So as you can see, sometimes in this particular blueprint, sometimes the home doesn't go all the way to the end, so you have kind of an open blank spot here, and that's okay. Please make sure to leave that on the diagram, because that's going to be helpful for me to determine if there's missing pieces and what you need to do about those particular pieces that are not included within your Bagua. They're essentially missing. And we're going to talk about that next time on our video about missing pieces. So for now, relax, have fun, and enjoy your day. Much love. Aloha, it's Kim Jolene with Finding Your Fiji. Are you ready to make a shift in 2018? If so, I have something that can really, really help you get a jump start on the new year. It's a really quick way to shift and balance the energy in your space and in your life to help you attract the things that you most want to have, be, and do in the coming year. This is really all about getting unstuck, creating clarity in your life, and gaining a state of flow where you're actually moving forward and life is easier and more fun. Feng Shui works to help balance the energy in your space and in your life, which essentially speeds up the law of attraction for you. So it's a beautiful way to shift things on a quick basis. If you didn't get an opportunity, oh, there's our birds chiming in there. You can hear the birds. I'm in Maui, I live in Maui, and so the birds are chiming in there, letting you know that it is important to have a state of flow and a state of balance within your environment to allow you to attract the things that you most want in your life. So this particular consultation is not, it's not as big a consult as the one that I promoted last month. This is really a fast Feng Shui floor plan analysis. So essentially what I'll provide for you is an accurate Bagua of your space. So you'll know exactly where all the different areas are in your space. You'll also get a floor plan analysis. So I will analyze the floor plan for you and give you specific adjustments and things that you can do to shift the energy. And then we get to hop on a 30-minute call. And that just is to answer any additional questions that you might have around, and for me to explain some of the things that I'm suggesting that you do. And then we'll prioritize the things that need to be done so that you have a plan of moving forward to really be in a space of shifting the energy for yourself and your life in 2018. This consultation is normally $197 and I'm offering it for a special of $147 for this particular month. The coupon code that you'll be using for that is FAST. And that is just F-A-S-T, a very easy code to be able to use. And again, you can book the consult now, go on my system and book it between now and the end of December, but you can schedule the appointment for further out. So you don't necessarily have to schedule it around the holidays. You can schedule it into January and even beyond if you wish to do that, to take advantage of this special. So the information and the links are below. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to working with you. Mahalo.